It's no secret I think S.A. Cosby is one of the best authors currently writing Southern noir. His latest book, King of Ashes, exhibits his storytelling prowess. Stick around while I tell you a bit about the tale so you can decide if you need to add it to your bookshelf. Hello, I'm D.K. Wall, author of novels and short stories, including my newest novella, The Hitman, available now. But I'm not here today to talk about writing. As a lifelong reader who reads 100 books a year, I share my favorites to help you discover stories you'll love. So let's dive into S.A. Cosby's King of Ashes. My usual approach is to tell you a little about the story, the first few chapters, to give you a flavor of the tale. I do my best to avoid any spoilers so you may experience the book as I did, without any preconceived notions. The problem with that approach for King of Ashes is that the very first twist is so shocking, just describing it threatens to describe too much. I think the better way for me to approach this particular book is to tell you about the characters, which will hint at the story without going too far. At its heart, the story is about the Carruthers siblings, now all young adults on their separate paths. When their father, Keith, is involved in an automobile accident, their lives are brought back together as they wait to see when, and if, he emerges from a coma. Back when the siblings were little kids, Keith and his wife Bonita scraped together the funding to start their own business, a crematorium, serving the funeral homes of Jefferson Run, Virginia. Their success allowed their children privileges not everyone had, but the kids also each carried their own scars from working in the business. They also carried the burden of their mother's disappearance. The townspeople whispered that Bonita was having an affair. Keith caught her, killed her, and burned her body in the family business. The kids, of course, have resisted that belief, but the pressure of people's suspicions weighs on them. So let's get to the kids. Roman is the oldest brother. He moved to Atlanta and established himself managing fortunes of athletes, actors, and musicians in Atlanta's upper echelons. He's known for getting results and for bending the rules without ever seeming to break them, or at least not getting caught when he crosses the line. His risky brilliance pays dividends both for himself and his high-profile clients. But his lifestyle comes at a cost. Friendships are based on money. Relationships are transactional. Even his family has grown distant. It's been 5 years since he has visited his siblings and his father. But his father's accident brings him home. The middle child, Sister Nevaeh, did the opposite. First, her name itself is interesting, as it is the word heaven spelled backwards. She is the reliable one, having worked alongside their father every day. With him now in the hospital, she takes on the weight of the family's business to keep it afloat. Like Roman, her personal life isn't particularly healthy. She's having an affair with a married police detective, certainly not a long-term relationship. And that brings us to the youngest son, Dante, who lives fast and loose, caught in a never-ending cycle of drugs and parties. And now he's in deep trouble. He had acquired $300,000 of drugs to resell, but every bit of it is gone. He can't repay the debt. That brings us to two other siblings, though not a part of the Carruthers clan. Torrent and Tranquil Gilchrist are the leaders of the ruthless Black Baron boys, and they want their money back from Dante. They will do anything to make that happen. And finally, the last character to mention is the town of Jefferson Run itself. Now, it's a fictional place, but it's no secret that Cosby bases it, at least in part, on Petersburg, a small city south of Richmond. Jefferson Run sits along Interstate 95, a notorious corridor for drugs and guns traveling between Florida and the eastern seaboard cities. Thus, it may be a small town, but it suffers the big city ills of gangs, drugs, and guns. With the demise of manufacturing, crime becomes one of the few ways for its citizens to earn a living. Now, that's a story that's been repeated in so many small southern towns, and it's a basis I use myself. Now, you have the components of the novel. By mixing them together, S.A. Cosby produces a dark, harrowing tale in King of Ashes. That I will leave you to discover for yourself. A decaying small town, ruthless gangs, and a family testing the limits of loyalty to save one of their own. King of Ashes by S.A. Cosby weaves these threads into a tense, unforgettable story. If you're drawn to novels where family and danger collide in the shadows of a troubled community, this one is well worth your time. You'll find links in the show notes to recommended retailers. Full disclosure, some are affiliate links, which means I may earn a small commission if you make a purchase at no extra cost to you. You'll also find links to my own novels and short stories. You can read the opening chapters for free at my website, dkwall.com. And a reminder, you will also find my newest novella, The Hitman. You know the routine. Liking, sharing, and subscribing helps more than you might think. It boosts visibility and helps other readers discover great books. I truly appreciate your support. Now, I want to hear from you. What's on your bookshelf? Drop a comment, send a message, and let's talk books. Until next time, happy reading.